Ryan, and we are back again with another episode of the Aquila View today. Today, we had joined us by Team Blaze again, definitely an all girls team from India, and probably as they call the best Asian team, to share their experience of World Finals. We look forward to hearing from them in this episode ahead. So, hi Jasmine, hi Tamara, how are you guys doing first of all?
We're doing great. Thank
Awesome. So, as Jasmine told that Tamara, you shifted to London, right? So, I mean, why was that thing?
Well, I shifted to London mainly because of COVID, first of all, and my dad's job. So I'm also shifting schools, but in the future, if we do F1 in schools again, I will still be part of the team.
Okay, that's really amazing, right? So, before just moving into the conversation, you guys just finished the season of the World Finals, right? And probably it's a very proud moment for India because you guys were the first one to get an award to India, right? And winning the best pit display award and also the best project management award, I guess, right? So, how's that feeling?
I think when we got the award, we didn't expect it, to be honest. We did work really hard for it. But it's obviously the world finals, and we thought it was going to be pretty hard and pretty challenging. But we were really proud of what we produced because we worked really hard to do so. The fact that they did announce us for so many nominations was absolutely crazy. We were really proud of that. With all the support and love of everyone who was in our journey, we did get those two awards, and we're really happy. And yeah, that was practically the aim of the journey. So we're really proud.
Exactly. And considering the fact that you guys are just 13, right? And you guys won two of the awards and had many nominations at World's Biggest Gym Challenge, right? That's phenomenal, right? Moving on, I guess I mean, as we stated that you guys won the Best Project Management Award and also the Best Pit Display Award. So, what do you guys think is the best and are the essential parts of the an enterprise portfolio, or what do you call the project management portfolio, right? So, what all should we add in it in order to, I mean, at least get nominated for the award?
Tamara, feel free to add on. Personally, I think that following the scorecard is something we learn to do slowly, but it's the most important thing because the moment you start hitting the higher band, the judges have to give you those points to
Yeah.
be in the top band. So, for example, if it says you need a project charter in the higher band, then you have to make sure you have all those things that they've asked for in your page or your work somehow displayed. I also think that benchmarking, after you meet the scorecard's requirements, what you have and what the other teams don't, you can kind of add that in. Obviously, don't take anything out of the scorecard's requirements, but if you have space, you should definitely kind of, if it's in context, you should add what's special and what you guys did that was different because that helped us stand out of all of the teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, also on most of our pages in the project management and enterprise, we did have key points and an evaluation to sort of make sure that it's easy to read and they know what's on the page.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, right? And also considering the best pet display award. So, what was something that was pretty much unique in your pet display, right? So, I mean, we haven't seen your pet display yet, right? But you have won that best pet display award. So, what was it that really motivated judges, or really, encouraged judges to give you that award?
Again, tomorrow, feel free to add on. But personally, I think that the main part, what we thought while making our pit display, was the audience experience and not how it was not about our team. It was more about how the audience feels like in our like when they walk into our pit. How can we make it interactive? How can they make like when someone walks in, they should remember the team out of all the other 80 teams that are probably there. So I think this recall value in constantly looking at the audience experience out of more than like what we think is right, but more like what the audience feels. And in terms with the judges, I think we were just really prepared in terms of our questions and how we would answer them, how to articulate our work properly. I think that really helped us to kind of convey our work to the judges.
All right.
Well, I was going to say something. think we should probably wait until the reveal of the pit display before I spoil anything. So I'm gonna stay back from this one.
All right, all right. Then let's really wait for that thing, right? Moving on. I mean, you guys won many awards. You guys were nominated for many awards. Is there any regret that you guys feel that, all right, if you would have done this, we probably might have win this award as well? Or, I mean, we might have finished even, I mean, you finished as 10th, right? But if you would have done that, we might have finished 8th or 5th. So, are there any regrets?
Absolutely not. We don't have any regrets in our journey. We definitely have scope for improvement. We're not the best team out there, but so there's obviously scope for improvement in every project aspect. It's fine if we won the project management award. There's still scope, even in the best things we did and in like the things we lost points. But I definitely think that we don't have regrets because we tried our best. And if we do it again, then we know how to place higher in a way and how to be better, but we don't have regrets, in my opinion, for.
Okay. Tamara, what's your
Yeah, sorry. Kind of like Jasmine said, we didn't really have regrets, more things that we would have done differently if we had the choice to. So, for example, COVID, we couldn't really go outside and we couldn't like go out to audiences and sort of interact with people. So that was one of the things, but we couldn't really control that. So that's why it's not really more a regret, but more like a choice decision.
exactly? Right. So, I mean, the Women in Motorsport Award was something that I was looking up. That all right, this award means Team Blaze, right? So, but I mean, I don't know if you guys nominated for that or not. But I mean, do you guys think that all right, this was a particular award that I mean, we would might have got or something like that?
Okay, so I think this was definitely one of the awards we really wanted, but honestly, I think the team that did win the award really deserved it because they did a lot for STEM, and yeah, so we support them fully.
Yeah, and we were nominated for that award as well, the Women in Motorsports Award. I think all the all girls teams and even the teams that weren't all girls, they put in a lot of effort for equality. If we saw
Yeah.
all the teams out there, there was like a balance. They were at least trying to have a balance between the genders and stuff. So, and yet, as Tamara said, the team that did win the award did a lot of stuff for STEM, so they really did deserve it.
Awesome. Right. Moving on, I would like both of you guys to explain how this virtual world finals looked like, right? Because I really didn't understand the concept of how they took our reaction times while racing, right? So, and also, I mean, while connecting to Zoom, was there any connectivity issue or was it really smooth? And was the world finals event really met to its expectation, what it looks like? So, we'll start with Tamara.
Right. So I think I'm going to talk about the Zoom part, and Jasmine, if you want, you can talk about the reaction racing. So for Zoom, we did have a lot of problems. It wasn't really because of Zoom and like F1 in schools. We're just not very good with this stuff. So first, we used to join into the Zoom meeting, and all of us would be in different rooms, and we'd have like not our names. So for example, I would join into a different room, and my name would be Jasmine for some reason. So I think we clicked on the wrong email, but after a while, it was quite easy because then the people who were helping us, they dropped in, they helped us out, they fixed everything, and then they would give us a warning before we went live, and then yeah, everything went smoothly from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
to add on, I think that the first, as Tamara said, the first time we were trying to go in the opening ceremony kind of situation, it was definitely on our side because they definitely kind of had it organized, and we were like a little, I think, too excited, to be honest, to go there and do so before everyone else. So I think maybe that's why. But as Tamara said, we had two really nice Zoom races. So there was a thing called Zoom Racing, and there were
Okay.
these people. I think they were F1 in schools, like students and stuff from before, and they were really, really helpful. Like every time we needed help or we even had a question, all we had to do was like click a button and someone would be there to like explain everything. So they were really helpful, and it was organized pretty well. After the first time, we did a great job in messing it up, but after that, it was great. Um, as you asked in terms of the reaction racing, what they did was one of the F1 in school sponsors. I think they're one of the engineering universities or organizations. So they created a portal where all you had once you go there, there's like a practice zone where you all the team members could practice like which one of us had the faster timings, and they suggested we try on different devices with different keyboards and stuff, and like on your phone and your laptop, PC, etc. So once we kind of tried all of us out, we realized that Amira had the fastest reaction time. So that was like an area where you had to you had to do your reaction times 15 times, and then so 15 because if you make it till the end of the racing, so there are 15 races if you're the knockout champion. So what they did was basically if our reaction time was zero point 0.2, the car was released with the zero point 0.2 delay in the when you press the button. So it was pretty innovative, to be honest, because we didn't expect that it would actually be launched with a delay, and it was pretty accurate, like completely accurate.
Yeah. Sorry, can I add a bit as well?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
We also got extra time on one of our races because of penalties. Jasmine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we had a penalty on our car, and so it added extra time to our car when it was racing.
Oh, all right. So, Jasmine, as you talked that you have to probably give reaction times for 15 times, right? So, how does that process look like? That we need to, we need to send in all 15 reaction times at one particular time, or is it like races by races?
So we had to do all of them, not all of them like constantly. There was obviously you start, lights out, and away we go kind of thing. You press it, but it was basically, for example, race one. Amira got 0.2, and the car would go down by 0.2. Then the second, once you switch lanes, the second reaction you put, say, it was 0.3, the car in
Okay.
whatever lane would be released by 0.3, and that
All
was
right.
race 4 with reaction 4, race 5 with reaction 5. So it went like that.
Amazing. I mean, it was pretty. I really can't think of it, right? And I was really confused at the point that how it's happening, right? Is it just the real time reaction time being taken by the teams through a portal, or is it pre-recorded reaction time? So, amazing to know about how it was recorded in the World Finals, right? So, and I was really surprised by Crofty coming in at the award ceremony, right? So, do you guys know beforehand that Crofty would be hosting the award ceremony?
No, we did not know that.
Okay.
Unless there were going to be surprises at the award ceremony, we did not know that people like Crofty, like Zach Brown, and
Yeah.
like Toto Wolff's video, and God knows, like a lot of these F1 like team principals were there, and kind of to see Zach Brown there, my heart went. It was so fast. I was like, what? And yeah, no,
Exactly.
I mean, even like David Croft, it definitely wasn't expected to see him there, but it was so cool. Even with Tom and Amy, like the other two
Yeah.
hosts, they did an amazing job. They were so nice, supportive, but it was so cool to see, the one and only over there.
Exactly. Right. So, moving on. How much time did you guys get to prepare for the World Finals?
Tamara, correct me if I'm wrong, but the national finals was in July, end
Okay.
of July, I believe. So I think we kind of were looking at just figuring out how the team, because our team did change after nationals. So we were kind of looking at what kind of team, which people, what roles in August. So that was basically the entire, and making your support structure, understanding who's going to be working with us in August. And then I think we started working, like properly working from September.
Okay. And it happened, I guess, a month ago, right? A month or 2 months ago.
World finals,
Yeah.
that they were in June, so last month.
Amazing. So, through all of these months, how was that preparation time? How much time did you actually give into the World Finals, and how much actually it is required, right? Because, teams. Obviously, at World Final stage, teams do not tend to mess the time, right? Because you're already cleared regional and national, so you understand that how time management works. But according to you, how much time should a team give if the team is a world finalist team?
I think Tamara, again, please do add on. every team is to the way they work. For example, each one of us worked very differently. So, for example, say Tamara, she worked for shorter periods of time and could get a lot of work done. Where in comparison to me, I would sit for say 5-6 hours constantly because I took more time understanding stuff. And especially in the engineering side, sometimes it does take time, especially since we were 13. We didn't
Yeah.
physics in school, so we kind of took a lot more time understanding basic fundamentals to kind of make the car. It really depends again on each member, in my opinion, because I would sit for long periods of times, and some people like Tamara would sit for say an hour and then come back again because they're more productive like that, and they can get more work done. So it really depends on each member of the team.
Okay. Uh, Tamara, what do you say that, I mean, how much time should a team should give to the World Finals?
Honestly, this kind of varies between teams, but I say at least about an hour or two a day because there's a lot of work to do. And if you don't want to miss out on small things, you don't want to rush it. So maybe at least an hour or two a day, and then you can have a day off on the weekend or something.
Exactly. And probably an hour a day for probably how many months? I mean,
Um, yeah, I think we were very lucky to have time on our hand because we had lots of time to constantly become better every single day. And I'm glad we had that attitude to get better and not think that we had the best work out there. But for us, we did work for, say, at least 2 hours for, what is it, like 8-9 months? And I think it was way more than 2 hours at a point. It was way more in the last, maybe like the whole day. Yeah, it was the whole day, yeah.
that's a lot, I guess, right? That's a lot. It's a really lot of time that, and time means efforts, right? So it's a lot of efforts and time. So you guys finished 10th at the World Finals. Again, a big deal, right? So, I mean, if a team is participating next year from India at the World Final stage, and if the team really wants to win that title of world champions, what what according to you should be done by that team? I mean, obviously there are a lot of things, and all of these needs to be done. But according to you, what are the, I mean, one or two really key factors that a team should keep in mind?
Um, Tamara, if you would want to take on maybe the enterprise, and I'll do the DNE side first. So again, the competition is huge. It really is. It's 1,000 points spread across a lot of different areas. So I think thank you for the 10th place thing. Yeah, we're really happy to be able to be the best Asian team this year. So it was pretty great. But to kind of see, I think to be higher or be in the top three, I think that um, just giving a lot of, I think this is the thing we did, and maybe that's why it turned out the way we wanted to, is because we took a lot of feedback from a lot of people. And most of our journey was not making our work, most of our journey was just making it better. Because that's the only thing in every area, especially engineering. I think doing a lot of tests, and they can be from the smallest recording a wheel in slow motion test to creating a wind tunnel, like the smallest tests do count. Just constantly seeing, okay, this is what we did, and these are the results, and what can we do better? Because, if you have time on your hand, and if you're a team like we did take a lot of risks, especially on the engineering side. And after testing, like we didn't really get to track test because of COVID at the end. So we just ended up creating completely 5 new wheel systems, and we never got to test them. And then we kind of just took those really small tests that we did at home to identify which wheels we wanted to use, and it turned out to be way better than we expected. The car was, we loved the way it performed out there, to be honest. So um, I think just spend a lot of time seeing where can we be better, and the only way you can do that is by getting a lot of people to give you feedback, not only internally but externally. Even like your parent checking your spellings can make such an impact at the
Yeah,
international stage because everything does count at the end. Yeah.
exactly.
I'd just like to stress the feedback area because in the beginning, you can start off with portfolios that are absolutely terrible, like completely rubbish. But over time, after you get, for example, we had mentors in the beginning, who were giving us constant feedback. And if you get feedback from parents as well, anyone who you could reach out to. We spoke to professionals in marketing. They helped us as well. They gave us feedback on our portfolios, and that really helped us over time to improve and improve and improve. And it was a lot of feedback, so we had to do a lot of work.
Amazing. So, I mean, through this time, I guess we talked about how you guys probably perform at World Finals now, and also, I guess, in the previous podcast, we talked about your journey till here in the World Final. Now, I guess, as I said in the beginning, right, that it should look like a conversation, right? So, I would probably ask you guys to ask me if you have any questions or if you just start a conversation. That is it.
Sure. So, when we were in the national finals, the virtual situation, we never got to race our cars or, in fact, manufacture our final cars because it was the first time any of us were going through lockdown and COVID. So,
Yes.
could you explain maybe a little bit about how you're kind of getting the car there and how it's going to race, or if you have any information about that?
Sure thing. So, I mean, it looks like similar to World Final, what you guys did, that we have to manufacture our car within our city or maybe get it manufactured by Time of Sports and just deliver it to them. And they would be responsible for the racing, and it would be an automized racing as it happened in the World Finals. We do not have any idea about how they are going to record our reaction times, right? And that is it about the racing part. We just have to manufacture it and just send in two of our cars with the whole finishing part, and they would be the one who would be racing our cars on the track.
Wow, so it's pretty similar to what we did, and I'm sure your car is going to be awesome, and I hope it's better than expected because that's
Thank
always
you.
feels
Thank
great.
you so much.
Tamara, have any questions?
Not really. I don't really have any questions. I'd like to say that we're really proud of like where we came in the World Finals, and we want every other Indian team after us to score even higher than we did, and they can take feedback from us, and they can take our work, for example, after a while, after we finish the competition, they can look at our work and we can distribute it to all of the Indian teams, and they can place higher and higher over time. So we really like to see an Indian team winning the World Finals.
Definitely. I mean, would love to see the work that you guys have been doing, right? Because you can't judge anything just by looking at the awards, right? So this is it. Moving on, I guess. Moving on, I mean, I like to go off topic here, but what exactly is going on in Delhi and obviously in London as well? Because third wave is something that people have been talking about, right? So, what do you think? What's going to happen next?
Um, Tamara, I'm not sure what's happening in London, so you can take that side of it. I am in Delhi, and so are the other two members of the team. So the second wave was pretty serious. There was a lot of lack of oxygen cylinders and stuff, especially. I'm not sure about other states, but in Delhi it was a really bad situation, and I'm glad that everyone's recovered, and I'm really sorry for everyone who lost a family member or friend or anything like that. I would say that there's a lot of stuff going about a potential third wave, and I think that it could come, it might not come. We hope it doesn't come, of course. But
Exactly.
the only message I think that I really strongly believe in, please wear your masks and try to stay home as much as possible and just try and be as safe in your own family, like the precautions your family takes, and try to stay home as much as you can. And please do wear your masks because that would really help. Tamara, if you would like to talk about London.
Sure. So I think between India and London, there's a huge difference. First of all, because everybody walking across the streets doesn't wear masks here because there's not much of a strain. So nobody really wears masks unless they're indoors. So if you're in a restaurant, then obviously you don't have to wear a mask. But inside
Yeah.
shops, people wear their masks. And elderly people, they wear their masks outside, but not any other person. So you can walk around the streets any time of the day and nobody will be wearing masks. There are quite a lot of people actually, but
Okay.
I prefer to stay safe, so I carry my mask with me everywhere just in case.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think really interesting and kind of jealous here, but the Silverstone Grand Prix, the one that's happening in the UK in July, it's actually going to be with a full audience. Like all the people that can come to watch can actually come, which is absolutely crazy because everything shut down in 2020, especially for the fans and actual Formula One. So if tomorrow goes there, you better face it because I would love to be there and just watch.
Exactly right. Tamara, what's been experience in London, and what's something that you've been missing about Delhi?
Honestly, I think the main thing I miss about Delhi is being closer to my friends because since I've moved, like there's no like I don't go to school right now because it's summer holiday, so I don't know anybody here. I don't know anybody, and most of what we do is we go out, we go shopping. I go shopping with my mom because she likes to buy stuff. But other than that, I miss my friends from Delhi because there's no one here.
We missed you, and I just wanted to add on the fact that because F1, I mean, we've been in the challenge since we were in like primary, like the primary F1 in school STEM challenge, which was when we were, I think, 9 or 10. So we've been in it in our 13, so it's been a while now. But I think we've just become the closest friends. If not, obviously, there's a difference between working together and being friends because we work with a lot of people. We're not best friends with every single person, but I think the four of us, we created a bond, and it's just so hard that the competition is over that we don't have to sit with each other 4 hours a day and talk about how many things we have to do. But just for like you guys and every team listening, like I know a lot of people who've done this before told me this, like Orion Racing and Stallion and all of these people that won last year. They said that you're going to miss this so much once it's over. So do enjoy every single minute. And I did enjoy every single minute, but I don't think I could really understand what they were saying when they were telling me that I was going to miss this. So as hard as it is, the challenges are there. Just you're gonna miss this so much once it's over. So please enjoy every single minute of the competition.
Yeah. Especially because we spent like all of our time on F1 in schools, and now that it's over, we have nothing to do. We just sit around all day with nothing.
Exactly, and even I could, sense that feeling that all right after F1 schools, what would we, what would we doing, right? So, it would be just that education that being left, but this is fun right now, and I could feel it. What you guys have been feeling about not being in the competition, not being the challenge. Uh, Amazing to hear about. Your journey, and I guess you guys are just 13 right now, and as you plan that you would be participating next year as well, right? So, obviously, best of luck to you. But I really also wanted to ask you guys about the very hyped up topic in Formula One school as a competition, that is sponsorships, right? So, being a world finals team, you require a lot of funds, right, in order to produce the best quality of work. So, how you guys were able to manage that funds, being in a lockdown, being in a recession here in India, managing sponsorships, and getting sponsors on board to support you guys.
Again, Tamara, please do add on. Firstly, big shout out to our sponsorship manager. She did a great job with providing really good return on investment with Tamara, especially on social media platforms and how we could manage all of that digitally. I'm not very obviously I don't specialize in sponsorship like she did, but I think a main thing that we did, but we considered the fact that it was COVID and not everyone could give us money. So we tried to see how we could become better, not only with money, but with support. Because that's again what we said, feedback and support is what is so much more important than money. We definitely need money to make the car. So we had to get like bullseye sponsors, like the companies that we had since regionals and nationals and further links that they could give us. So we definitely aimed at those sponsors for making our car, but otherwise we tried to have quality over quantity because we wanted to provide the best return on investment and get support ourselves, and rather than having say 50 sponsors and not being able to give any of them justice. So that was how we kind of went about it.
Amazing.
Yeah, so a lot of in-kind sponsors were helping us out. But putting aside the sponsors just for a second, we also had a fundraiser. Jasmine, you can
Okay.
mention we raised because I would not remember how much we raised. But we did have a fundraiser and it helped us out quite a lot comparing to how many sponsors we were getting. And it was really, really difficult to get sponsors during like lockdown and like you couldn't really talk to anybody. You didn't have connections really. And we did work it out in the end, but it was pretty hard.
Exactly.
And just
We raised about 1,20,000 out of the fundraiser, which really did help with the car and the development process. So, I mean, just making a link and spreading awareness and using hashtags to kind of promote your link around to people was really helpful. And we're really thankful if any of you listening did donate to our fundraiser. It really did help us to achieve what we did. If you don't mind, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The first time I saw your social media before the podcast started, I was really fascinated by the fact that you guys supported equality a lot. So it was Pride Month, and even before that, you were supporting the entire, LGBTQ and everyone, like gay people, gay rights throughout your work, even your colors and everything that you were promoting kind of reflected that. So where did you experience anything in that sort, or how did you how are you trying to support all of the people with equality and
I
stuff?
mean, there wasn't any personal experience to be precise, but I mean, we live in a society where we obviously witness all of these things, right? And we really thought that obviously are supporting sustainability. That's also a big factor that Formula One supports, right? But we gave a thought that all right, sustainable development doesn't mean just it doesn't mean just climate change and things related to environment. Sustainability means a whole balance between society in terms of obviously ecological balance, but also an equality balance, right? So that really drives us that why we are promoting LGBTQ rights and why we are promoting equality. And if we talk about the society that we live in particularly in India, people really do not know about what LGBTQ rights are and what equality exactly is, right? So, I mean, what best could we do through our journey of F1 in schools in order to just I mean spread this awareness of LGBTQ and what it does exactly, what exactly does it mean? And that's the reason we came up with this initiative of just promoting it all the gay people and gay rights and all of the LGBTQ things.
I think that's really, really cool. I've not seen an F1 in schools team do that before personally. So it's really, really great to see you guys maybe become the first team that does kind of take it as an initiative because I'm sure all the teams support the fact and wouldn't even doubt like any person to join and it's all equal rights. But it's really great to see like you guys taking actions to kind of, make a difference. So that's really, really cool.
Thank you so much. Yes.
I was gonna say it's really unique, so it's great to see something new.
Thank you so much. So, I mean, as Jasmine, you talked about how you guys, got the sponsorships and probably, I mean, obviously, 1,20,000 is a very big chunk of the total amount, I guess, if not the total amount, right? So, I mean, what was the fundraiser all about, and how did you guys gather that audience, and how was you? I mean, how was it? I mean, how did you guys make it a huge thing?
So I think firstly, we created a sort of a message and kind of portrayed what we did stand for. So um, I think we kind of tried to explain how this would help us, and not only us, but a wider range of people, because I think we tried to explain it and convey through words that this would not only just help the four of us, but it would help the country, help everyone who's worked so hard to make us be here, and to kind of just make history in a way. And I think that touched people. People wanted to support in a way the first all girls team from India because it is, to be honest, nationals I didn't see as much last year and there were a great amount of girls this year, so that's amazing to see. But when we were participating, we were one of the I think three teams that were all girls. So I think just kind of conveying the message in the right words and conveying the right message to the people. And I think they were really supportive. And even though they didn't see our work, they did believe in us. And even the smallest donations helped so much. So we're really grateful for everyone and all the support.
Yeah, and a lot of it did help was like our audience. We had quite a big following. We have like around 1,000 followers now. At the time, we had around 900, but we did try to get out there and talk to our audience and try to get them to interact with our page. We did a lot of WhatsApp marketing and email marketing. So we sent emails to people we know and asked them, please support us with this to friends. And they then became advocates for us and helped us out in that area. And we sent it on WhatsApp as well to a lot of TBS parents because TBS parents a lot. So yeah.
Amazing. So, what do you guys think that? I mean, obviously, there are a lot of teams participating from your school as well now, right? So, I mean, what do you think that would be who would be the next national champion here in India? Right. So, what's your opinion on that?
I personally, I don't think any of us have seen all the 80 teams. Like, we get a list otherwise on who's participating and stuff. So we have not been on the stalker team blaze mode because we aren't participating. But I think all the teams out there are doing amazing. I mean, your digital media, like Aquila, like your entire digital media, the things we see are absolutely amazing. And so are so many other teams out there doing work that is really good. I think from our school there are about 5 teams, if I'm not wrong, and I think that it doesn't have to be from our school. It can be from any state. We obviously support all the teams out there, and we hope that the best. I mean, the judges, the entire sports team. I'm sure they'll find the right team members.
Exactly. Amazing. I mean, I guess so. We have been recording podcasts with multiple teams across the globe, and I mean, it's being a. I mean, this would be the podcast that has no pattern at all, right? Because I mean, when we record podcasts, we generally follow a pattern that all right, we'll start from here and we'll end it here, right? But as I said, that I literally planned nothing about this podcast, and I really wanted to be very natural. And I guess it was really amazing talking to you guys, hearing you guys, and I mean, stating the fact that you guys are just 13, and now I guess you are friends also, right? So definitely amazing to know about all of the things that we talked about in terms of how reaction races worked in the world finals recently, and how would sponsorship works. I mean, sponsorship work, and obviously engineering support and all of these things. And also, I guess it was a two-way conversation because you guys also asked some questions that I loved really answering, right? So it was really, really nice talking to you guys. And I mean, can't say, I mean, when we hit the message to you guys, I mean, just inviting guys on the podcast, I really thought that all right, they would deny because you already have been on the podcast, right? So I really thought that, I mean, they'd deny that we already have been once, right? But you replied, and you guys really replied. I mean, in seconds or minutes, I guess, right? So that was pretty great.
Thank you so much for the invite. I mean, we love being here. It's so great to interact with your team, interact with like all the teams across the world. We've been seeing all the teams you're meeting, and they're such great friends. And I mean, it's great. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I guess by this, I mean, it's time to formally end this podcast, right? So thank you so much, guys, whosoever listens to us from whichever country. And this is your host, Narayan, again signing off. And until we meet, thank you so much, and be safe and be healthy.